Todd, teacher, thank you so much for coming to Songcraft.
Welcome.
I know it's been a long time since you've been here at the Keynote Cafe. Listening to your two songs and remembering the style in which you presented your songs before, I have to tell you, Todd, you have a style that's so unique. It's like being in a dream world. You know, there's very few performers that I ever hear that are able to achieve that. How did you come about forming your particular approach to music and to song?
Well, let's see. Well, one thought I have is, I'm sure, you know, other artists have this thought. I know Hendrix said it himself, that, you know, he's got one life and he's not going to try to sound like anybody else.
Really? Yeah.
That's actually one of his lyrics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even though tonight is cover night, one of my purposes in having Songcraft is I often tell people, why spend your life singing someone else's song? You know, and you really do write your own stuff, and it's very unique stuff. I guess the other question would be, is there something about your approach that comes really from the subconscious? So I get that more from you than I do any other performer. A lot of people get up and they're singing about an experience they had. Somehow I feel the flow is deeper with you. It's slower. I almost feel like I have to slow down my heart rate, you know, to appreciate it. But that's part of its charm too. Do you chalk that up to just being who you are, or do you have some influence that's influenced you to present your songs the way you do?
Well, as far as the dream, like subconscious, I can see that. Like my main muse is like when I first wake up.
Really? When you first wake up, you feel the most inspired. Sometimes known as the hypnagogic state. You know, the state between sleeping and waking, and it goes in both directions. When you're falling asleep, when you're waking up, that's when our minds disassemble. In a sense, I could talk to you for hours about the hypnagogic state, because I believe I live 3 or 4 other lives. I've been in a hypnagogic state and recognized people that I don't recognize in this life. You know, it's like I live other lives in my hypnagogic states, even though that's only a span of about 5 minutes, you know, between being awake and being asleep. Now, other people, like insomniacs, but that's a whole different problem. They just can't fall asleep, you know. So that's not hypnagogic. That's sort of a messed up state. But the real hypnagogic state, I used to have insomnia a little bit, and I cured it with the hypnagogic state. Whenever my mind started drifting just a little bit, I told myself, "You're asleep." "Oh, now you're asleep," and I'd be asleep. You know, it's like a command to myself, and it's always worked. Anyway, I don't know if you have that kind of process. I just, you know, thank you for coming tonight. And you wrote down on what you're going to play tonight one very interesting cover song, Bob Dylan's "You Gotta Serve Somebody." Or wait, do I have the title right?
Right.
You gotta serve someone. Or is it somebody?
Somebody.
Gotta serve somebody, yeah. Why did you choose this cover?
Well, to be honest, like I have a Dylan songbook, and I thought I could handle the chords. Like the chords are pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
But I mean, I wanted a Dylan song down because it's like so American. Like,
yeah, he is. But also the message. You know, he'd become a born-again Christian when he wrote the album Slow Train Coming, and that was the first track on it. And basically he's saying it could be the devil, it could be the Lord. You got to serve somebody, one side or the other. Have you had that particular struggle in your life?
Well, I mean, I think, you know, of course, like I have that, you know, that good evil struggle.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, I can hear on the, like, I guess what you're asking is, I mean, yeah, I can see what he's saying.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
You got it. I should let you get to it then. And by the way, I should tell everyone, Todd brought me a CD of some of your new works. Is this available to the general public here tonight?
Well, it is. I'm out of them.
Oh.
I brought two.
Well, thanks for giving me one then.
You're welcome.
And in the future, are you going to put out some CDs with some artwork? You do artwork?
I do collages. I have some collages. That's about the extent, like, and just some small drawings. Like.
Okay. Oh, which brings me to something else. You ever hear of a singer-songwriter named Daniel Johnston? They made a documentary of his life and music called The Devil and Daniel Johnston. Do you know who I'm talking about? Mm-mm. Oh, okay. Well, if you ever find it, you remind me a bit of him. I'll just say it that way. You're different than him, but there's some similarity to the approach. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll let you get to your Dylan song.
Thanks.
Once again, Todd Teacher.